Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Roman Reigns was victorious at WWE Bad Blood, but after the match, The Rock made his return and seemed to send a warning to his former ally. Following the show, videos of Solo Sikoa telling Jacob Fatu that The Rock's return was part of the plan leaked on social media, confirming that The Rock has been in cahoots with the new bloodline since WrestleMania. Reigns took to social media ahead of WWE Raw, where he sent a message that read, "We're just getting started." The "we" clearly includes Jimmy USO, who made his long overdue WWE return at Bad Blood and made it clear that he was on Reigns' side. USO was kicked out of Solo Sikoa's bloodline following WrestleMania when it was claimed that they didn't accept losses. The former tag team champion lost to his brother Jay at the Show of Shows in April. Reigns' loss at WrestleMania was seemingly damaging to the family, and he was also kicked out later when Solo Sikoa made it clear that he was the new tribal chief. Roman Reigns could be recruiting more members to his bloodline moving forward. Roman Reigns and Jimmy USO are obviously no match for Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, and Jacob Fatu. But it seems that they could recruit more names. Kevin Owens' attack on Cody Rhodes likely means that the American Nightmare will no longer be part of the picture with the bloodline. But the likes of Sami Zayn and Jey USO could reunite with Roman Reigns and Jimmy USO now that the latter has returned. Paul Heyman is expected to return to the OTC side in the near future, and Jimmy USO's return could make him feel a lot safer about making his return after Solo Sikoa and his new bloodline attacked him. It will also be interesting to see Jacob Fatu's response to his first WWE loss at Bad Blood. Roman Reigns stood at the edge of the ring, the weight of his legacy pressing on his broad shoulders. He had ruled WWE for over 3 years as the undisputed Universal Champion, his dominance unmatched. But tonight, something was different. The energy in the arena was charged with anticipation. News had spread quickly, igniting the WWE universe like wildfire. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson himself, had officially been confirmed to work with Solo Sikoa, Reigns' younger cousin and the feared enforcer of the bloodline. Backstage, Roman paced like a lion in a cage, his mind racing. Solo had been an integral part of his reign, and now The Rock, Hollywood's biggest superstar and a member of the Anoa'i family, was stepping into the fold. But this wasn't just about family or respect, this was about power. The Rock was an undeniable force, a legend in the industry, and the thought of him aligning with Solo sent shockwaves through Roman's mind. "Paul!" Roman barked, snapping his fingers for his special counsel, Paul Heyman. Heyman, ever the loyal advisor, appeared at Roman's side immediately, his expression both anxious and calculating. "Yes, my tribal chief?" Heyman's voice was calm, but there was a tremor in his tone. He knew what Roman wanted to hear, but delivering that message might be more complicated than ever before. "Tell me you saw this coming," Roman growled, his voice low, eyes dark with intensity. "The Rock with Solo? How did this happen?" Heyman stammered for a moment, but Roman's glare silenced him before he could offer any excuse. "It doesn't matter. I'll handle this." The bloodline had been fractured ever since Jey USO left, and Jimmy's betrayal still stung. Solo had remained loyal, at least, that's what Roman thought. The Rock's involvement had the potential to turn everything upside down. A staff member timidly approached Roman, handing him his phone. Roman stared at it for a moment before unlocking the screen. There, as expected, was a statement from The Rock, posted on social media, confirming the rumors. The message was short, simple, but powerful. "Family is everything. See you soon, Solo." #bloodline #next chapter. Roman's blood boiled. The Rock wasn't just a threat to his reign in WWE, he was threatening to become the new face of the bloodline, the true leader in the eyes of the world. The people's champion, indeed. But Roman had built something far more enduring, far more vicious. His empire was not to be undermined by a cousin who had long ago left for Hollywood. Without a word, Roman stepped out into the hallway and began his slow walk to the ring, the WWE Universe buzzing as they sensed the storm brewing. As his theme music erupted, fans roared with excitement and anticipation, but there was a noticeable undercurrent of uncertainty. The tribal chief was entering uncharted waters. The moment Roman stepped into the ring, he commanded silence with a mere glance. His presence was undeniable. The camera zoomed in on his face, his dark eyes gleaming with intensity, his jaw clenched. He raised the microphone to his lips, the arena growing deathly quiet. "I've given everything to this family," Roman began, his voice deep and controlled. "I've sacrificed more than any of you could ever understand. And now, my own blood, my own family, wants to challenge that." He paused, letting the gravity of his words sink in. The crowd erupted in chants of "Rocky! Rocky! Rocky!" Roman let them cheer, a slight smirk curling his lips, but his eyes remained cold. "You all want The Rock," Roman continued. "You all think that just because he's a legend, because he's family, he can step back in here and take what's mine?" Roman's gaze drifted to the camera, and suddenly the WWE Universe felt as if he wasn't just addressing the fans, but The Rock himself. "You know where to find me, Dwayne," Roman sneered, his voice dripping with arrogance. "But let me make one thing clear." He paused for dramatic effect, the tension in the air thick enough to cut with a knife. Then, with icy precision, Roman spoke 4 words that sent shockwaves through the WWE Universe: "Acknowledge me or fall." The crowd gasped, the message as clear as day. This was no longer just a family feud. This was war. The Rock was coming to challenge Roman's authority over the bloodline, and Roman had just drawn the line in the sand. Solo Sikoa's involvement only complicated things further, but in Roman's eyes, Solo was still under his control, for now. As Roman dropped the mic, his music hit once again, and he exited the ring, his face set in stone. The world was watching, and so was The Rock. Somewhere, backstage or in Hollywood, Dwayne Johnson had received Roman's message loud and clear. Backstage, Solo Sikoa watched everything unfold from the shadows, his expression unreadable. He had always been loyal to the family, and Roman had given him an opportunity to thrive in WWE. But The Rock? That was a whole different kind of pull, a connection to the roots of their bloodline that transcended wrestling. Paul Heyman approached Solo, sensing the conflict bubbling beneath the surface. "Your tribal chief has spoken," Heyman murmured, careful to tread lightly. "What happens next is up to you." Solo didn't respond. His face remained stoic, but in his mind, the possibilities were endless. The Rock had always been larger than life, and working with him could elevate Solo to heights he had never dreamed of. But defying Roman Reigns came with its own set of consequences, ones that Solo knew all too well. As the night wore on, the WWE Universe buzzed with speculation. Was Solo Sikoa truly loyal to Roman, or was this the beginning of a new era, one where The Rock would reclaim his place at the head of the table? And more importantly, how far was Roman willing to go to maintain his iron grip on the bloodline? Only time would tell, but one thing was certain: the battle for the soul of the bloodline had just begun, and Roman's forward message would echo throughout the WWE Universe for weeks to come.